slowly getting back in the swing of things. We're actually working on the Duramax for once. So many things have been done to it, you won't get to see that just yet. Instead of talking a whole bunch, let's actually get some work done. 261 XHD Duramax transfer case, manual shift, tone sensor, or speed sensor off the tone ring, I don't know exactly what that's called. Grommet, out of there. Find your favorite snap ring pliers that you hate so much. Inside of here, there's a snap ring. I'll show you guys real fast.
Do you know what it feels like to be strangled to death?
Like I said, this sensor, just some threads, 17 millimeter, and just comes right out. It's the magnetic pickup for your tone ring in there. Grommet is just pressed in with a little lip. Out comes the grommet, and you're not gonna really be able to see in there, but there's a snap ring. You pop the snap ring free, take a flathead screwdriver, set it on the tone ring, and while you have pressure off the snap ring, lean the screwdriver that way towards the tail shaft. Slides the tail shaft in, which should, see if we can do this together on camera, find our little flathead mark. Other little flathead mark. And now, it's back on the stand here. Can I see anything? Probably not. Get you guys down a little bit. And let's see. Move some tools. I have a bunch of rags preemptively down because I'm assuming this is going to make a mess. Like this. And see. Set it down that way. Ta-da! Now I gotta figure out what to do with this. More rags. Alrighty, the usual. Started working off camera, got a bunch done, like an idiot. Should have been filming it. Getting back into the rhythm, the groove, whatever of YouTube is just not something I'm doing great. So a little explanation time. Why am I taking the transfer case apart? Because I want a front drive shaft, duh. Stock D-Max output shaft for the front drive shaft. Splined. Northwest Fab. Slip yoke eliminator. I don't know if it's technically a slip yoke, spline yoke eliminator, whatever the hell you want to call it. We're pulling the splined output shaft out and replacing it with yaw. You, the guy she says, don't worry about. But before I can dive into that, bunch of little odds and ends I have to do. I didn't necessarily find any information on the internet about this. I cannot, a picture, a video, nothing of somebody doing this, having a spline yoke eliminator, whatever you want to call it, on an MP261 XHD or a 263, just can't find it done. Companies say they do it, but again, no pictures, no instructions, no nothing. Yeah, turned into a whole bunch of fun last night. The main thing that was fighting me over and over and over were the snap rings, because I don't have a great set of snap ring pliers. All of mine are broken, trashed, and I have just ground new shapes and garbage like that into them. Kind of works, kind of doesn't. Showed you guys in the intro B-roll of just a few minutes ago. This is all taken apart and everything, but I'm going to grab you off the stand now, and while I do that, you're actually going to see a couple little things that mocked up and then realizations. So like I said, I have the seal mocked up. I think this washer is like a, I don't know, a thrust washer, in-play washer, something like that. But what I do believe it's doing is catching the thickness of this on the back and giving something to clamp onto instead of the bearing, because you don't want your bearing clamped onto like that. The things that I'm noticing are, we do not have the same snap ring arrangement that this does. They both have the same rough heights on all of their things. I checked the outside diameter of this on the end, and it seems to be the same. I did get this stock seal out, which was a nightmare, and most of why I did everything off camera. This was like a 30-minute fight by itself. Like I said, I have the new seal to go in. I have all of that. This is where I ran into a little bit of an issue. And I know this is turning into a long Rambletron clip, but I'll show you why. So, yoke. Obviously not what you want. I mean, you could get away with it, but it's not what you want. We want the CV flange so we can run a double cardone, dual CV, whatever you want to call it, so we can run a nice angled drive shaft. This is where we run into the issue. I mocked up, where did I put it? I mocked up the output shaft and the seal. And then with this mocked up, we have some clearance issues. Okay, couple things. Obviously, shifter bracket has a nice little grind to it, but before that, probably want to... Do I not have anything to lube? Let's see if... Ta-da! Okay. Brother! What did I forget to put in? Yo, am I gonna have to take the bearing out, put this back in, and... Oh, son of a... Pretend this is me explaining to you how I had to remove the bearing to put in the washer, and then put the bearing back in, and repeat all that process. And look, I forgot the audio for the whole clip. But that's me sucking at YouTube.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Get back out, enjoying some sunlight for once. Don't even know if you can see me. Come on camera, trying to see if this fits. I did end up shaving a hair more off the actual shifter side of the bracket. But did my Idaho lathe work? Dude. That is money in the bank. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get a flashlight and you guys, 1 second. We're going for what we can get. And if I can get the flashlight under here, we're not gonna really be able to see, but that's clearance. 16th plus, you know, it's almost a solid 1/8. I'm more worried about the clearance on the actual bolt for the shifter. Running my microphone into the transfer case as I do all this, but it spins. It's not touching, oh, well, it's touching the stupid cart, but otherwise we have a 1350 CV flange. Alrighty, a couple hours later, I've been doing some research and not making progress. Yeah, it's not what we want. So the light dwindles away. I mean, we got, okay, I actually have this light up in here. Let's get this. So, get you guys in here. It clears. I mean, we'll have a drive shaft. Obviously it's sitting against the shifter right now because it's actually supposed to be over like that, but everything looks great. I've got enough clearance, nothing's gonna be touching. The only thing that I'm having a dilemma with is, yeah, that angle is just not great. Got everything tightened back down. I did get the 3 quarts of 530 through the shifter hole, like I said. And yeah, we have a front drive shaft, except for the fact that the angles aren't right. I'm gonna take a measurement. I'll write the measurement down somewhere, but I'm gonna be doing a lot more Googling, trying to figure out what's the max angle I can get. I've read somewhere that I could get like a 42-degree angle drive shaft or double CV flange. I don't know, man. It's gonna be kind of crazy. I got a stock U-joint flange over here we could try and use and see if those will give us the angles we need, but I'm not a driveline guy, so I'm asking my driveline guy for advice.
The next day.